everybody. It's the year's 1999, and it is now 2 weeks after infection. I'm afraid that I've been left for dead, so here I am, making a video as I wait for the Z to pass. So let's dive right in. If you can't tell by now, today we are talking about zombie apocalypse homebrew in Dungeons & Dragons with a specific focus on Left 4 Dead. L4D is a multiplayer first-person shooter survival game, almost like the zombie mode in Call of Duty, I suppose. In it, 4, hence number in the title, survivors in the town of Fairfield, Pennsylvania are trying to get to safety. Now, here's the interesting thing. The difficulty of the game is regulated by an artificial intelligence known as the Director. So it is a cooperative, highly story-driven game monitored by a separate, overseeing, powerful entity. So I think you can see why I wanted to try to incorporate this into Dungeons & Dragons. Now, I would say that this could start as a shorter form adventure of maybe just a few sessions where the players are trying to get to somewhere safe. If after that everyone wants to keep playing, then great, this could be an extended campaign where the players have to fortify a stronghold, build a new civilization, and maybe even help to create some inoculation against zombieism. Now, I know that there are already zombies in D&D that have a magical basis to them, but for this we're going to be looking for more of the sci-fi route. The players will each make a survivor who up until a few weeks ago was probably just a regular human going about his or her life. Something that you may want to do for this is what I like to call a quest of the regulars. Basically that means that each person doesn't have a class, just a background. Everyone's hit die would be a d6, and you would choose your saving throws based off of just what makes sense for that character. Perhaps this whole game is without magic. That can help create a much stronger sense of survival and gritty realism. The player characters would be going up against hordes of zombies with no spells to help them. If you go for this approach, though, the DM will have to dial back on the strength of the zombies, because, they were designed with magic in mind. Speaking of zombie hordes, you could have those made up of zombie minions, which means that they have almost all the same stats, except they only have 1 hit point. This lets you send massive amounts of creatures at the party at once without overwhelming them. Minions were more popular back in 4th edition, but they are definitely a tool that every dungeon master should know about. Now, in Left 4 Dead, there are special zombies that each have their own effects. These could be full health creatures because they would be the heads of the hordes. Boomers shoot bile so they could have a ranged attack. They also have the ability to attract more zombies to the scene, so the longer the survivors take to kill it, the worse the fight gets. Hunters are very agile, so they could have double the speed, a +10 to their jump range, and an extra attack. The smoker latches onto the target, so it could have advantage on grapple checks. The tank is huge, so it could have a lot of health. And then there's the witch. She could be a hidden threat that is only awakened if the survivors are careless or fail a crucial stealth check. She does a lot of damage and is the deadliest creature in the whole game. Now, without magic, the players will have to rely heavily on weapons and technology that they find in order to survive.
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
So, here's the part where I plug the video that I did on guns. A thing that I didn't mention in that video, though, is the noise issue. Guns are, by their very nature, quite loud. That means that if the players are trying to sneak back some of the infected, they won't want to shoot them. So hopefully they also brought some quieter weapons. The players will also probably be relying on flashlights, and as anyone who has ever used a flashlight can tell you, they run on batteries. This of course means that the batteries may die at inopportune moments. When the players find a flashlight, or any battery-powered device for that matter, make a secret roll to determine how much life it has. You don't need to tightly keep track of time, but you should have a general idea, like if they have it on for a whole hour of a hike, make note of that. So who knows, maybe the light just lasts for half an hour, maybe it could last for the whole game. Now, for any survival-focused game, whether zombie or otherwise, put focus on hunger, thirst, and sleep. In a standard D&D adventure, the players are usually assumed to have enough food and water. When on the run from the zombies, that's not nearly as much of a guarantee. To refer to the player's handbook, the average character needs 1 pound of food and 1 gallon of water per day. If a character doesn't meet these requirements, exhaustion will soon kick in. Sleep is potentially a bigger issue because it makes a person vulnerable for several hours. So if the players are smart, they will sleep in shifts. Now we've got some time left in this video, so let's walk through a potential game encounter. The players are on their 3rd day together and they have decided to head north. After a while they come across a radio station. They decide to check it out because they may be able to use it to call for help. They get inside and find a boomer. The boomer calls for backup, which is a little ironic considering why they went inside. They have to fight their way through a zombie horde to get to the broadcast room. They realize that the equipment is damaged, but they can fix it. They are able to get in contact with a helicopter pilot who says to meet them outside of town that night. They also loot the place and find another gun and some bottled water. Perhaps the noise from the chopper attracts some more zombies that they have to fight their way through, and the pilot could end up getting bit and turning infected during the flight, forcing the party to attempt a crash landing. Well, that's all I really have to say for Left 4 Dead. I will definitely be returning to talk about zombies in D&D in the future. I think that this could be a series on my channel where I talk about different homebrew concepts from different media. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I would also like to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers called Jack of Hearts. Jack was the one who suggested that I make this video in the first place and helped me figure it out how I was going to do a lot of this. I guess this was kind of like a collab between the two of us then. Jack doesn't have any videos on his channel, but if he did, I would have recommended checking them out. So, if you want to check out some more of my stuff, I have a lot of videos on this channel, most of which are D&D related. I run an actual play 5e podcast called Enter the Dungeon, a brotherly Pudcast. You can follow me on Twitter at TAries1999. I just started a gaming channel called Aries Gaming 1999. Right now I'm going through Pokemon Yellow with Ash's anime team. And, okay, I think that those zombies I was hiding from are gone now, so I better keep moving on. Have a great day, and God bless.